Connecticut for Hunter Johnson in car 66.
This is a 20-lap event. These are the street stocks. They were pre-qualified through the point system. They come off turn number 4 to the stripe, outside lane. Looks racy down to the bottom of turn number 1. What's it going to be? And we've already got one car out in front and pulling away, but the story is a lot more intense behind that. Meanwhile, the 71 car trying to make its presence known. 3 wide, 4 wide almost. They come off turn number 4.
Lap 1 in the books. Chasko leads the way. Matt Lewinsky low tonight in the 31 car. Want to mention that as the leaders are in turn number 2.
Top 3 nose to tail. It's Chasko followed by Bill Cody and PJ Evans. Here comes Cody to the inside.
Bonza Tufo over in turn number 3 for us here tonight in our feature events as they come back off of turn number 4. New leader when they hit the line. Bill Cody goes to the head of the class. PJ Evans in second. David Chasko back to third. The top 3 are able to break away. 5 of 20 in the books. They have been able to drive away from Jason Raymond in the 3rd spot as they go back to 2.
Here comes Evans shoving that car to the inside of Cody coming off of 2, trying to get the drive off to stay alongside. He gets loose coming off the corner, loses some momentum, but he drives it in hard in the 3. They're side by side for the lead.
Evans makes it known he is a contender tonight. Cody is long overdue. Comes off the high side to the inside. Now Jason Raymond moves in. Raymond moves to the inside, challenges for second.
Jason Raymond, the 49 car, has position. He's got the preferred lane. He's got second. PJ Evans has plenty of space behind him before we get back to Brent Gleason, who has now broken into the top 5. He's in 4th while Brandon Warren is in 5th.
Traffic ahead of the race leaders off of turn number 4. This could get tight for Bill Cody having the thread inside and out with Jason Raymond and PJ Evans hot on his hip. They cleared the lap traffic. They're in turn 2.
Cody did a great job splitting the traffic as there's trouble. One of the rental race cars go around in the middle of the track, gets hit by Sean Petlock. Everybody else scrambles, and now Tyler Trott comes in spinning late, slams into the rental race car as Sean Monahan has also spun in the 72.
Ready to come back to Stafford.
Green is up.
Flag is out.
Inside lane goes. Bill Cody comes up to speed first and gets to turn number 1 as the leader with Evans now up to 2nd in the 12.
Yeah, Jason Raymond, I think, missed a shift on that restart, falls back to 3rd, trying to get in line in front of Brandon Warren going into 3. Warren drives it in deep, but not deep enough. Raymond hangs on to 3rd.
Well, Warren tries to make the move on the inside. It just doesn't stick. Evans now puts a front fender to the inside.
Trouble in turn 4. The 27 of Andreas Bogey has spun out. He is facing the wrong way in the middle of 3 and 4. He hasn't moved yet, and the yellow's going to come out because of it.
Watching them as well. Green flag is back up. 12 laps to go. Outside lane. PJ Evans brings them to turn number 1 as the leader tries to clear and will. Bill Cody, but there's trouble behind them as a couple of cars go piling in, including Chasko in the 58. Bill Cody to the inside. He'll have another shot at it here on the restart. Lost the lead on the prior restart, but that was called back, and he's even with PJ Evans this time. Evans still strong in the outside lane, looking for the top spot off 2.
They race side by side off of 2, and they lean on each other coming off the corner. Here comes Jason Raymond going 3 wide to the inside. He sticks the nose in there. He gets under Cody and runs him up the track.
They are literally a gaggle of cars coming off the turn. 3 wide, 4 wide as they come back to the stripe. Brand new leader, Jason Raymond. Brent Gleason moves into 2nd. Aaron Plemons up to 3rd.
Just behind Lewinsky low, Brandon Warren in the 55 here at the start-finish line. Travis Downey closing in on all of them.
Turn 3, Isabella Minchella spins off the front bumper of Alex Spinato, and that brings out the caution flag.
Caution comes out late, 15 laps into the record books of 20. The green is out as they rumble down into turn number 1. 31 is coming forward. Matt Lewinsky low is a factor. Oh, all of a sudden they're sideways.
Plemons goes around. The point leader backs it into the outside wall in turn number 2.
And what a move by Travis Downey. He somehow went high and went around all of that and got through Kyle.
He's got a flat right rear tire, guys, so Plemons is not going to finish this race.
What a heartbreaker for him. Our guys down on pit road. We've got literally 6 cars now stopped, and you can see the Plemons machine smoking profusely. Here they come off turn number 4. It is Jason Raymond in command. Brett Gleason tries to take it deep into turn 2.
But Gleason cannot find the inside. Brandon Warren fills that hole. So they race door to door for that second spot while PJ Evans races Travis Downey for the 4th position. Downey gets in line. They're still side by side for second.
2 laps to go for Jason Raymond. Set the fastest lap of the event last time and does so again this time. He's able to break away from Brandon Warren in second. Here's the bid for third.
Evans got pushed up the track. They're 3 wide coming off of 2. And Downey's going to capitalize and move up to the 3rd spot as a result. PJ Evans is stuck on the outside. Gleason gets shoved into the corner by Monahan.
Travis Downey shows he is a true champion. Moves in, takes over the 3rd spot. Right there with him in contention is the 81 of Brett Gleason. Final half mile as they head off 2.
All that shuffling around allows Downey to move up to the podium. All this behind Jason Raymond, who leads the way by over a second.
Jason Raymond comes off of turn number 4, looking for the checkered flag. He's out front, off the corner, it's in the wind, and Jason Raymond, car number 49, picks up the victory here tonight in the street stocks. Green flag is out. Great field of SK Light Modifieds here tonight for 20 circuits as they go to turn number 1 for the first time.
Arcari has the lead. They're side by side from second on back. Dalton McCarthy in the 34 trying to scoot to the inside of Kalogiannis, but Kalogiannis got a great run off of 2. He stays in second spot.
Kalogiannis had a great qualifying run, but so did McCarthy. 3 wide, they come behind him as they work their magic. Now it appears that Charland is trying to make a move to the outside for position number 4.
Blocks him his pass. Now here comes Megan Fuller on the outside trying to get 6 while the top 3 bunch together single file.
Anglaise getting frustrated behind Casey Vogt, gave him a shot up the back straightaway and now fans out 3 wide for the 7th spot up the front stretch. Fuller still to the outside of Vogt, trying to take that spot away as the top 3 break away.
Kalogiannis gets a great run off of 2, dives way down the track on the backstretch, looks to the inside of Arcari in the battle for the lead. They're bar to bar.
As they come off the turn, we've got a brand new leader. It is Kalogiannis taking over the lead. Arcari drops back to second. Now he drops back to 3rd. Here comes Dalton McCarthy up to 2nd. He's really in the leader.
Side by side for 3rd. Bloxham took a look inside of Arcari. They nearly touch wheels. They're still single file. Here comes Bloxham back on the bottom.
Bloxham jams it into the inside off of turn number 4 on Arcari to take over the 3rd spot as they go back to turn number 1. Arcari now in a battle of his life with Bob Charland, just trying to stay among the top 5.
Arcari tried to come down on the shark on turn 1 but couldn't do it. Charland had no momentum coming off of 2. Fuller had to push him, so they're still going at it for 4th.
Megan Fuller is boxed in. She can't make the move that she needs to make. Charland is stuck on the inside. Remember, these are momentum race cars.
Momentum is key, Ben, and that bottom lane doesn't have much of it. Now on the outside comes Josh Morrison with a huge bump from behind in the form of Nick Anglaise. Morrison's got 4.
And here comes Nicholas Hovey, wound up in the outside lane, gets around Megan Fuller, gets around Bob Charland. Hovey now just outside of the top 5 in the 16.
And Fuller behind them is stuck on the inside, now has Casey Vogt on the outside, and she just got past him a couple laps ago.
That is for the 3rd spot, allows the top 2 to get away. Stephen Kalogiannis, Dalton McCarthy 1 and 2. They shuffle the deck for 3rd. Here comes Anglaise.
Anglaise pounced on that opportunity. He moves to the inside of Bloxham in the battle for 3rd, while Morrison lurks right behind him. Anglaise has the advantage.
There's good racing action there. Look a little further back. One of the same. Now all of a sudden Bloxham is all over Anglaise. Down to turn number 1.
Trouble in turn 4. Austin Goff has spun in the 57 car. He keeps it off the wall, but it brings out the yellow.
Green flag is up, 5 laps to settle it. This one far from over for the SK Lights as they go back to the corner, and they're still dead even at the point.
Coming off of turn 2, the whole field 2 by 2 as Anglaise is pushing Kalogiannis on the inside, going into 3, but McCarthy hangs tough up top.
McCarthy just refuses to give up in the outside lane. Kalogiannis takes the lead. Here comes Nick Anglaise. He makes the move to the bottom, gives a tap to the back bumper off turn 2.
Anglaise is ready to go. He makes his move to the inside of McCarthy. They race Nerf bar to Nerf bar for that 2nd spot, with Bloxham trying to shut the 10 ahead.
Top 4 cars all grouped up, 3 laps to go as they hit the line, and it's tight. Kalogiannis to the point. Anglaise having a tough time dealing with Dalton McCarthy for the runner-up spot.
Matt Winter, the 2nd, has spun right in front of me. He's trying to get the car fired up, right coming off of 4, but the caution's going to come out, so we'll have to re-rack him up.
17 of 20. Caution comes out as Winters goes spinning off turn number 4.
So Stephen Kalogiannis, Dalton McCarthy, 1 and 2, inside and out, just in front of Nick Anglaise, who's been to victory lane before. They're on the backstretch.
He's got to get past both McCarthy and Kalogiannis to get that third win of the season. He's side by side with McCarthy as they battle up front. Kalogiannis leads the way.
Here they come back off turn number 4. Kalogiannis is there, but meanwhile, keep your eyes on Nick Anglaise. He moves back into second. He'll challenge off 2.
He has the advantage coming off of 2, and he is clear of McCarthy for that second spot. Now he sets his sights on Kalogiannis, who tries to protect the bottom lane. Here comes Anglaise.
Little bit of contact among the top 2. Up the racetrack goes Kalogiannis. To the inside goes Anglaise. White flag, 1 lap to go for the SK Light Modifieds. Anglaise looking for another win on the 2025 season.
They're even coming off of turn 2. Anglaise on the inside. Kalogiannis up top. Still going at it bar to bar, heading to the final corner.
Off the turn to the stripe they come. Literally 5 cars contending for the victory. It is Nick Anglaise to take down the win. Stephen Kalogiannis to finish in second. Dalton McCarthy for third.
Will bring the field to the green this time. Maybury Material Handling Kids Night. The SK Modified set to go. 27 strong. Here's Ben Dodge with the start.
Here they come off turn number 4. With the snap of the wrist, the green is out, and we are racing here at Stafford. Michael Jervis leads them to the bottom of turn 1. Will it stick? Dylan Izzo on the outside.
Here comes the land rush of SKs coming off of turn 2 with Michael Jarvis Jr. leading the way. They're almost 3 wide mid-pack. Now Izzo crosses back to the inside.
Troy Talman part of that 3 wide battle. Alex Pearl stuck in the middle in the 71 going the wrong way. Everybody will complete lap number 1 with no damage somehow, some way, and it's Michael Jarvis at the point.
He's got the momentum coming off of 2 and is tight up front. Here's Dylan Izzo in the 76 to the inside of Jarvis for the top spot.
Dylan Izzo puts the Bowles machine to the front of the class. He comes off the turn by inches. Michael Christopher, pick and choose time, bottom of turn 2.
He's going to pick the bottom lane, but Jarvis does a good job rolling the center on the outside to stay alongside Izzo as they go at it wheel-to-wheel going into turn 3. Izzo has the preferred lane. He lunges ahead.
Dylan Izzo to the point. Michael Christopher Jr. right there in third, looking to take second away from Jarvis. Second car on the bottom. That battle's in turn 1.
Christopher on the inside, Jarvis on the outside. A couple of Woken natives going at it coming off of turn 2. They're 2 by 2 from second on back. Christopher trying to make the bottom work, but Jarvis is hanging strong.
Jarvis continues to dig hard in the outside lane. Christopher is here to the bottom. Side by side, they cross the stripe. Jarvis still has second, but for how long? Michael Christopher is there. They're wheel to wheel off 2.
And they're still only a car length behind Izzo coming off of turn 2 as they go at it bar to bar for second with Tyler Chapman now closing in from 4.
Marcello Refrano had a moment a lap ago here on the front stretch. A lot of contact, losing a little bit of ground, but still among the top 10 in the 88. Back to turn number 1. Battle for second is on. Christopher and Jarvis.
There is intense competition hunting him down. Meanwhile, shift back to the bottom of the top 5. It is Talman there. All of a sudden, here comes the challengers, and Corey DiMatteo is there. Marcello Refrano.
Michael Christopher Jr. bottom shot move. Turn 3 to the inside of Dylan Izzo for the race lead. Christopher is there on the bottom. Izzo hanging tough topside.
But Christopher has the top spot. Izzo gets a great run off of 2 on the outside. He's going to slice back down to the inside. Christopher throws an aggressive block, but Izzo sticks the nose in there.
It's the famous crossover. 4 cars contending for the same airspace, but by a molecule. The leader is still Michael Christopher. Izzo continues to dig hard.
Christopher almost had Izzo cleared coming off of 4, but it wasn't enough. The Bull 76 is still there. He's about a position there on the inside. Tire to tire going to 3. Here comes Izzo back on the bottom.
They say it's the best division weekly in the country, and this is why right here as they come back down to the line, top 4 under a blanket, Michael Christopher Jr. at the point.
Christopher doing a great job holding strong up top, and he clears Izzo for second spot. Now Michael Jarvis Jr. tries to take third back. He's to the inside of Tyler Chapman.
Where's Mikey Flynn? Just behind them with Keith Rocco.
Flynn is right behind Marcello Refrano, then it's Keith Rocco, then it's John Pulio. So the top 2 in points are staying within touch as Rocco takes a look inside of Flynn but backs off.
Rocco gets back in the line. That's deeper into the second half of the top 10. currently Mikey Flynn now stepping out of line for the 8th spot on Marcello Refrano.
Refrano does not give that 24 much room, but it's enough room. Flynn looking for some drive off coming off of 2. He's got enough to stay alongside Refrano, while DiMatteo in front of them tries to get past Troy Talman.
Mikey Flynn continues to dig in hard in the bottom. Marcello Refrano stuck in the outside lane. Keith Rocco is still there. Here's the other DiMatteo car coming to the front of the field.
The first side-by-side battle is for 8th spot, including the point leader Mikey Flynn, who can't get the run off of turn 2. Refrano holds on to the spot.
We said earlier Michael Christopher Jr. may not be out of this one yet. Third in points coming in, but he's out front right now as Flynn and Pulio just try to stay in and around the 10th spot. They're off turn 2.
JP gets a good roll through the center and has a good exit coming off of 2. He's on the back bumper of Tyler Chapman, looks to the inside, but Chapman drives it in hard to hold on to the spot for now. Here comes Flynn behind him.
Pulio looking to make his way into the top 5. Behind them, Mikey Flynn to the inside of Troy Talman. That is for the 7th spot. Flynn, 7th. Talman, top side in 8th, and it's Refrano and Rocco.
Refrano tries to stay to the inside of Talman coming off of 2. Can't do it. Here comes Pulio back to the inside of Tyler Chapman.
Pulio's got a car running on rails. He tucks to the bottom. Can't do it. Chapman pulls away. Pulio pulls back in the line. They're not done yet.
JP likes to make a wider arc in turn 1 to set up the run coming off of 2. Trying to go for the bottom shot in 3. He's got a better look going into the corner, but again, Tyler Chapman drives it in hard as there's a crash in turn 1.
Caution is out. 2 cars come together up in turn number 1.
Off turn number 4, green, and we are racing.
This one far from over. 2 miles left to go. Izzo in the outside lane with the jump. Christopher shorter way around on the bottom.
Izzo had a great restart on the outside, but Christopher has the lead coming off of turn 2. Stays low to block Jarvis. Now DiMatteo files in line at the bottom. 2 by 2 behind Christopher.
Prucker spins back straight away along with Montesanto, who has tagged the outside wall. Let's see if they can keep rolling as they cross the line with Christopher at the point. Caution comes out.
Caution flag comes out. 37 laps up on the board. Heading down at the entrance of pit road. We've got 1 car around and, of course, another one. Montesanto's machine does. They bring them back to the stripe. The green is out. They are equally matched to the bottom of turn 1.
Both rows got a huge push from the second row with Izzo and DiMatteo putting the front bumper to Christopher and Jarvis. Christopher has the lead side by side for second. Izzo on the inside. Jarvis up top as Rocco nearly gets shoved down the grass.
Jarvis in the outside lane. Here comes Izzo back to the bottom for second. A length behind Michael Christopher Jr. 2 laps to go for car number 82. He brings the field back to the corner. Looking for yet another win here in 2025 for Michael Christopher Jr. Once he got out front, he was tough to beat. Takes the checkered flag and the win here tonight in the SK Modified Feature Event. Those are the cars set to go green here. 20 laps the distance. Ari Jensick, Samantha Dell, Joe Arena, Kevin Crosby, Dana Ray, Jason Lafayette, Matt Clement, Al Stone III, Shelby Swan, all in the mix as they go to turn 2 for the first time.
Connor Jensick up top makes it work on the start, rolls around Vertife to take the lead. They're side by side for third. Norm Root the third on the inside of Jeremy Lavoie.
Well, Norm Root had a good qualifying run. He's showing some muscle. Here comes Lavoie, but Root gets the bite off the turn. He moves convincingly in for third. Lavoie goes from the outside to the inside. They come together. Vertife in turns 2.
Daryl Vertife goes around, others toward the rear of the field also spin to avoid, Al Stone the third being one of them. To the outside, there's the green, we're back underway. Jeremy Lavoie restarting in third, looking for his first win in the year. It's been nearly a decade since his last winless season here at the Speedway as they exit 2.
He's trying to take second away from Norm Root coming off of turn 2, and he's got position. He gets the right front alongside the left rear of Root. They race door to door going into 3, 2 wide from second on back.
Off of turn 4 they come. Lap number 2 goes in the books. Connor Jensick out front. Root out of shape, and Winter gets a shove from Hammond. Everybody keeps on digging in the right direction in turn 1. Some with a little more damage than they had a half lap ago.
Kevin Cormier forces the issue inside of Devin Jensen coming off of 2. Both cars slide sideways coming off the corner. Straighten it out. Cormier's got third.
Cormier takes third. Devin Jensick trying to give it back there in 4th in car 23. He has Travis Haidar to worry about. in 5th. Here's Lavoie stepping out of line on race leader Connor Jensick.
Lavoie got a great run off of 4, got inside the 9, completes the pass in 2, moved Lavoie to the lead. Connor Jensick gets in line in 2nd. Cormier tries to close in from 3rd.
Lavoie had been saying he didn't have enough motor a couple weeks back. It looks like he found some giddy up. He is the brand new leader as they come back to the stripe. Here comes the number 11, Travis Hydar.
We got a mess. Rich Hammond got spun after contact with Tyler Secor. The 66 of Mike Hopkins spun as well. Dave Secor is around, and it looks like Dana Ray got a piece of it as well.
Back under green here, but a very aggressive Cormier in the outside lane gets the jump and is able to clear the 6 by the time they get to 2.
Trouble in turn 1. Connor Jensick spins after getting pushed by Gary Patnode. Devin Jensick also goes around. Another car spin. Is that all 3 Jensicks going around in turn 2?
Ari Jensick is one of them in the 17. She keeps it rolling. Connor, however, does not.
They come off the turn, Lavoie with the advantage, but Cormier on the top end. He has plenty of speed, takes back the lead.
But he's not quite clear of Lavoie this time around. So the 6 is going to stay on the inside, try to pull alongside, but he can't do it. Cormier's clear and takes the lead. Hydar looks for 2nd on Lavoie.
So much drive off of turn number 2 for Cormier in the outside lane. Was able to take the top spot and drive away from Jeremy Lavoie in 2nd. And here comes Travis Hydar into the top 3 for the first time tonight.
Top 3 nose to tail, then it's about a car length and a half back to Kyle Terrio in 4th and Gary Patnode in 5th. Here comes the point leader. Hydar gets a great run off of 2, pulls to the inside of Lavoie.
Travis Hydar made it look so easy. He reeled him in, then made the move, door open, he pulls in. Lavoie is now back in the 3rd spot, not without a fight. Travis Hydar isn't done yet. The point leader is becoming a contender for another victory down the back straightaway.
Oh, now here comes Matt Winter the 2nd, while it's tightening up for the lead between Cormier and Hydar.
Hydar continues to work his magic. He's all over the back bumper of Cormier. That once commanding lead is all but gone. Cormier is loose. Here comes Hydar.
Hydar gets to the inside as Cormier went almost all the way up into the marbles, loses a ton of time, loses the lead, moved the point leader Travis Hydar to the point. Cormier 3 car lanes back.
Big moment there for Kevin Cormier, but hangs on to the 2nd spot. Point leader out front, Travis Hydar, car number 11. What a second half of the 2025 season. His rookie season it has been.
They're still banging doors down the back straightaway.
There's no question about it. They are battling for position. Root has it. Here comes Winters. They come together. Root goes around. Winters is a factor there.
Back to turn number 2. That'll thin the field out in the 2nd half. Caution is out. Norm Root trying to get the car fired up and pulling donuts here on the front straightaway, trying to get the car pointed in the right direction.
As they come off turn number 4, looking for the green. Green is out, and we are racing back to the line.
Back underway, Hydar looking to put an exclamation point on a potential championship here this season. Battle for the lead and trouble behind him up in turn number 2. Terrio goes around and a couple of others become collected, including Lafayette.
Oh, back straightaway, Travis Hydar just got hooked by Kevin Cormier in turn 3. Hydar does a 360, doesn't hit anything after he got hit from behind and hooked by Cormier.
That was under the caution flag, which had been out for at least a couple of seconds before the contact involving the point leader up in turn number 3.
Well, coming off of turn 2, Hydar had the advantage and kept his car down on the back straightaway. Cormier kept coming down, and eventually his left front just got hooked with Hydar's right rear, and that sent the 11 spinning.
See the 55 of Lafayette coming together with Terrio and Arena to put us under what was going to be a yellow, but then they raced up the backstretch and the leaders kept on racing. And then, kind of a, I don't know if that was a right hook situation or not.
Kind of a weird situation coming down, but Travis Hydar.
I mean, it was a right hook situation,
Yes,
but
it was.
It no doubt turned the 11 car in the wrong direction going into turn number 3. Jeremy Lavoie still in search of that first win of the season and made a little bit easier here after the top 2 are now deeper in the field. They're on pit lane. They're up the backstretch.
Lavoie is clear of Gary Patnode for the lead, and here comes R.J. Serdell, who in the midst of all the chaos has entered the podium. He's trying to take 2nd away from Patnode.
Serdell is there. He's working his magic on the inside. White flag is out. 1 lap to go.
Back to turn number 1. Jeremy Lavoie looking for that first win of the season. Here comes Gary Patnode to challenge.
Patnode was right on the back bumper of Lavoie going into 1, but lost ground coming off of 2. The gap is a car length as Jeremy Lavoie leads the pack into 3.
Off turn number 4, checkered flag will be waving. Jeremy Lavoie is back in winning form. Here at Stafford, he'll take down the impressive victory. Mikey Helberg looks the field over as we are about ready to give him double greens. We are racing to turn 1.
Bobby Sturck to the inside. Tom Fern with the jump in the outside lane in car 92.
Tom Fern makes the outside line work real nicely as they come off of turn 2. He's got the advantage. Sturck pushes up coming off the corner. Tom Butler takes a look to the inside, backs off. Side by side for second. It's Sturck versus Corey.
No question about it. Corey tries to make the move in the outside lane. They lean on each other as they come off the turn. Meanwhile, it's Sturck still contending, but Wayne Corey Jr. has moved into second.
Corey not giving Sturck much room at all. He's got the leverage coming off of turn 2. A little bit of contact, but Corey's clear. He takes second. Sturck gets in line in third, followed by Butler and Gray. He's got no hold to the bottom. Oh, Kevin Gambacorta gets turned by Chris Meyer. Narducci goes around on the outside to avoid him. A single car spin as the 23 is backwards off of 2.
Fern to the inside, car number 92. Wayne Corey to the outside lane. Then it's Sturck and Butler in road number 2. It's double wide through the field.
Tom Fern's got the preferred lane on the inside. He's just about clear of Corey coming off of 2. He is clear. The 10's got space to the bottom. He gets in line. Sturck runs third. Now Butler tries to make the top work on Gray.
Short-lived. Butler's back up to third. Loses it off turn 2.
They're 3 wide coming off of 2. Butler's car is all over the place. Gray got loose as a result on the inside of both Sturck and Butler. He hung on to it. Sturck and Butler are still side by side.
And away out of shape off of turn number 4. Heads up driving for Sturck and Butler, and that opens the door for Adam Gray on the bottom. All this from third on back.
Gray's not wasting any time. He moves to the inside of Sturck as Butler gets shuffled way out of the groove coming off of turn 2. And we have a battle for the lead. Corey takes a look to the inside of Tom Fern.
Tom Fern continues to guard the spot. Here comes Corey. They are nose to tail as they come off the turn.
Well, turn 4 got trouble. Bobby Sturck the third gets turned after getting hit from the back end a couple times. There's a large piece of sheet metal on the front straightaway as well as Sturck is set stranded in the infield grass.
That's the front of somebody's car off of turn number 4 to the inside of the racetrack, and it might be Sturck in the 9 who continues on after getting turned off of turn number 4 to put us under this caution flag for the second time. 92 out front. That is Tom Fern. His last win came here in July of 2023. It has been a while for the driver of the 92. The multi-time track champion leads the field back to turn 2.
Wayne Corey Jr. had a good restart on the outside. Now Gray looks to the inside of both of them. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Gray backs out of it. It's Fern and Corey banging doors for the lead.
There's no question about it. All of a sudden, Narducci is in there as well. They come off the turn. Corey by inches. Fern tries to come back across the racetrack. Gray is there in turn 2.
They were banging quarter panels coming off of turn 4 between Corey, Gray, and Fern, who is stuck on the outside. Gray moves up to second. Here comes Brian Narducci in the 51 to the inside, trying to go for third.
Chris Meyer after the penalty back into the top 5 in car 87 just behind them.
He gave Duran the door in turns 3 and 4 to complete that pass. He is in the 5th spot. Buffoni follows through. He gets past Duran, who gets knocked sideways with Daryl Keene going into turn 3. They're still getting into each other. Around goes Keene. Around goes Burrell. Barrecchio, the point leader, has to go around the outside to narrowly miss both of them.
We stay green as everybody's rolling over in turn number 3, including Aiden Burrell, who spun in late. Field is off of turn 2. It is Corey at the point, Gray in second, Narducci in third, Fern in fourth, and Meyer to round out the top 5. He is finding pressure from Buffoni.
Buffoni is really rolling the center. He takes a look inside of Meyer coming off of 2. The 2 make contact coming off the corner. Buffoni has position. They're still rubbing door panels going to 3. Buffoni has a flat right front tire. He goes up the track. He's going to have to nurse that car all the way back down the pit road if he doesn't come to a stop.
Heartbreaker. Buffoni was making a bid for it. Tire goes down. Let's direct our attention to that turn. Will he be able to bring it down? Story is no. Caution flag is out. And now Tommy Fern right there to give him a boost with Brian Narducci.
Gray on the outside had a good jump. Corey runs him up a little bit coming off of turn 2. He's got the advantage. Trouble further behind. Jason Raymond spins in turn 2. Stirk and Gambacorta do a good job avoiding him while they're side by side from second on back.
Does a 360, catches the outside wall, but keeps rolling for Raymond in his debut in that 40 car as they cross the line. Corey up front. Now Buffoni and Butler come together here on the front straightaway. They're tangled up in the infield grass, the 07 and the 4. But again, they're okay so far, as we'll get halfway this time. It's been a rough and tumble night for the fender divisions here at the Stafford Speedway. 15 down, 15 to go. We stay green here for the late models with Corey out front over Gray in second as they go back to the corner, make that Narducci in the second spot. And now the caution does come out for Buffoni. Brian Narducci, 1 and 2. Here they come off of the corner, looking from the green. There it is from the starter stands. Back underway. Narducci staying right with Corey as the battle for third comes together in the corner. Meyer forcing the issue on Gray.
And Corey got loose coming off of turn 2 to take the lead. Meyer kept his nose inside of Gray, who tried to come down the 87. Meyer said no. He takes third, gets shoved from behind by Tom Byrne while Gray stuck on the outside.
Well, all that was happening. Narducci took the lead. Corey settled in for second. Side-by-side bid now for the 4th and 5th position. Fern to the bottom of the racetrack. Gray on the outside.
Gray's not giving that 92 any room coming off the corner. He gets the run. He holds on to the 4th spot. Now Fern's got a back bumper full of Daryl Keene. A little contact in turn 3.
And Keene, another driver that's had to come up through the field after a spin just a few laps ago over at that end of the racetrack. Just out of the top 5 and 6 in car 79. Stirk has had his fair share of issues as well. He's 7th. Narducci continues to lead over Corey.
Turn 4, Tom Byrne is sideways after contact with Daryl Keene. Tries to hang on to it, but does a 180. He is facing the wrong way coming off of turn 4 while the battle for the lead tightens up. The 92 has not fired up yet, and that's going to bring out the caution.
He is third right now on the restart. Green is back up, chasing Brian Narducci and Wayne Corey in the 10 as they go back to the corner. Race for third is best.
Meyer on the inside, Gray on the outside coming off of turn 2, and then it's Bobby Stirk the third in the top 5 inside of Tom Butler. Meyer takes third. Gray tries to get to the bottom, but they're 3 wide.
Off the turn, here comes Stirk. Myers is pushed to the outside. Butler goes around, scrapes the wall. He comes across the front end of Adam Gray.
Second place point man Adam Gray, involved in this incident, was 22 points behind Paul Verrecchio, and Gray gets collected there but is able to pull away, although it looks like there might be a little bit of front end damage on that 97.
Here they come back to turn number 1. Narducci is still the leader of the pack. Meanwhile, Corey is still there. Buffoni's had more lives than the cat. He's coming to the front with Myers side by side.
Buffoni trying to make that outside work, but Meyer does stick to the inside, the 07 going to 3. They are leaning on each other for that 4th spot.
Nobody giving each other an inch out there here tonight in this 30-lap late model feature. 9 laps to go. Narducci has the most room on the racetrack out front, but they are stacked up from third on back.
Well, working their magic to get to the front. Myers picks up the spot. Now it is Buffoni who's being pressured by Keene. Keene goes up the hill. Keene's car comes to a stop on the top side of the racetrack.
He may have a tire down as well after some contact with Buffoni up in turn 2. Time will tell as that car has stopped. Field crosses the line as the caution flag comes out because of the stop car, Daryl Keene, up in turn number 2.
Off the turn, we're back and ready to give him the green. There is the green. Narducci pulls away over Wayne Corey. Stirk still making the move in third.
Corey did a good job getting to the bottom immediately in the second spot. Side by side for 4th. It's tight coming off of 2. Stirk pushes Meyer up the track. Here comes Buffoni making it 3 wide on the bottom.
Buffoni right to the bottom of the racetrack is up to 4th. Stirk and Gambacorta make a little contact, and now Gray to the inside of Gambacorta behind them. So bouncing off each other in the latter half of the top 5 as the top 4 string out.
Stirk runs in the 5th spot. Gray back in 6th. Gambacorta 7th. Then Verrecchio in 8th. It's Brian Narducci that leads the way by 3 car lengths over Wayne Corey Jr.
It appears that Gray isn't about to give up. He works his way down underneath Sturk. They come off the turn. Sturk doesn't give up an inch. Here comes Gambacorta, and right there with him is a 33.
Gray made a little contact with Sturk in 3 and 4, makes more contact in turn 1. Now here comes Gambacorta taking a look to the inside. He's going to make it 3 wide. More 3 wide action, more door banging. Gambacorta on the inside is going to get them both.
Gray caught in the middle, will lose a couple of spots, maybe 2, maybe 3. Now Gray turns Gambacorta off of turn 4. Kevin Gambacorta spins off the front nose of the 97. We stay green for now as Gambacorta backs down the racetrack and the yellow comes out. I guess if you're still running, you probably still have a shot with 5 laps to go, although Narducci has been tough to beat. Once he gets out front, he's able to break away and does so again from Wayne Corey.
Corey does find his way to the bottom. Meyer takes 3rd away from Buffoni, and here comes Sturk now to the inside of the 07 in that battle for the 4th spot. Barrecchio in the 6th spot has Tom Byrne right behind him. There's contact. Barrecchio gets knocked sideways, makes a great save.
Slides up the racetrack and opens the door for Kevin Gambacorta on the bottom. Adam Gray is in that mix, as is Tom Byrne in the 92 from 6th on back.
Barrecchio gets shuffled on the outside. Gray goes by. Now here comes Tom Byrne, who just got past Burrow on the outside, while they're side by side for 4th. Buffoni gets the spot away from Sturk.
Here comes Sturk again. He'll challenge to the inside. That's the battle for the 4th spot. Buffoni has it at the line. Gambacorta still trying to shake off Adam Gray.
They are slugging it out, coming off of 4, coming off of 2, every corner of the racetrack. Buffoni gets 4th, holds on after contact with Sturk. Gray's up in the 6th spot, trying to break back into the top 5. He tries to reel in the 9.
Those point contenders a full straightaway behind Brian Narducci, who comes off of turn number 4, sees the checkered flag and wins the late model feature. Brian Narducci picks up the 30-lap feature win here tonight.